Dun, dun, dun. So now we'll just wait for people to get on here, and I'll put one of my beautiful little banners down here. Let's see. Oh, there's my ticker. Oh, look at that. Isn't that a pretty ticker?
That's so pretty.
It is. So we'll wait for some people to hop on, then we'll start talking.
Oh, so the link online on Facebook says going live in 1 minute 23. So there's about a
Oh
2 minute
yeah, I went
delay.
I went a little bit early, but it'll pop up when they click on it. It'll
Cool.
pop up. So we'll just wait because I don't know if you can see how many viewers, but I know I can.
No, I cannot see anything on my screen. You're the
Oh,
host. I'm just the guest, so
okay.
I'm
So
probably not privy to that.
I can see that viewers are getting on. So guys that are getting on, remember if you're a Facebook user, in order for me to see comments, and Jason, can you see comments or no?
I do see a comment box. Let me take a look.
Okay. Well, no comments have been made, but remember you got to grant permission in order for StreamYard to put your name. If you don't want to put your name, that's okay. I get it. Some people don't want to give permissions for that, but put your name before your sentence so I know who I'm talking to. We are going to wait a few more minutes to give more people a chance to get on. We are on a few different pages, and we have some pretty exciting news. So, hey, Sherry. So, I want to have as many people on here before we give the news as possible. And for those that don't know, this is Jason next to me. Jason, you want to tell everybody who about your group and then how you are part of our group?
Well, my name is Jason. Many of you in the Northeast know me from the People's Freedom Coalition. I'm active in Connecticut, and we have our main Northeast organization, but we also have all of our individual state pages. And I am also recently on the board of directors with American Freedom Convoy. I've been working with Nicole for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. And an amazing asset as well to the American Freedom Convoy. So I'm very excited to have Jason on board with us. Hey, Michael, Brenda, Barb, Sherry, Nathan. Hope
So just
everybody's having a good day.
to confirm, Nicole, I can see those comments as a guest.
Good.
They
Good.
look
This
like
is
they're all
all new.
YouTube comments.
Yes, they're all YouTube
Yep.
comments so far. So we're just gonna kind of wait and see if some I don't want to make this too long because hello Facebook user. So I don't know who said that, but hi. But I don't want to make this too super long because I know when I see that people went live and they've been on for like an hour, I'm like, oh, I do not want to watch all that. Oh, it's Michelle. Hey, Michelle. That's my other mama now, guys. I'm just telling you, Michelle is. I've adopted her. And wouldn't you know it that my stupid. I know why we cut out a minute ago. So if we cut out again, guys, I'm gonna say sorry. It's because my stupid Wi-Fi box keeps turning off. So maybe it's because it's dead. I don't know. Hold on, I'm gonna lay my phone down and plug this in. Maybe not. No, I guess not because
We're getting we're getting some more and more Facebook users coming on. It's not just YouTube. They're picking
yeah.
up.
Hey, Michael. They said stay on as long as it takes. No worries.
Sure, we'll be here all night.
It's a pretty big announcement, so I really just kind of want to hang out and give as many people to get on here a chance as they can. Hey, Alicia. So guys, start sharing because this is the announcement that the country has been waiting for. I know it is. I
You
just
know
know
what it
it.
is?
No, I know that this is what they've been waiting for. Everybody's been anxiously sitting back waiting for this announcement.
This has been a month in the works.
Yes.
A
Yes. And
long month in the works.
I believe it's a biblical term as well. Patience is a virtue. So good things take time. This is Hey Doe, how are you? this is one of those things that, you just, in order to do it right, it took some time. So we're
There's a
here.
couple of guesses down there in the comments.
Do what?
There's a couple people guessing down there in
Oh,
the
they're
comments.
they're on the edge of their seat right now, wondering what we got to say. Trucker's daughter, hello. Hi, Christian. I know you're watching because your mom said you were. I have a little buddy in Indiana. His name's Christian, and he follows me around. And he got to come to my house the other day, and I was a little devastated because he asked for my daughter.
I see Trucker's daughter RN. Thank you for being a nurse. My wife's a nurse, and I know exactly the dedication you guys put into your jobs.
All right. Well, I think that once I start talking, maybe people will start getting a little more excited. So I'm really not worried. People will come back later and watch and they'll see it. So guys, yes, those that have been guessing a place, the answer is yes. Yes, 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 yes. But I can't give out the exact location right now due to the fact I've not signed the contract. I did speak to them today. They did send me the paperwork. I actually have a guy printing it off to bring it to me as we speak so that I can sign it and drop it off tomorrow. But we have a small little issue and we kind of need your guys' help. So, as everybody knows, places aren't free. And they have agreed to let me rent it month to month. And I do have the funds to cover the first month, but I'm a little shy on the security deposit. So I really, really, really need your guys' help in sharing the donation platform. Even if it's just a share, guys, just a share is
Mhm.
helping. We have just a little bit that we need to raise in order to make it work. I don't want to give out exact numbers because it is what is, but I have 3/4 of it. I have 3/4 of what we need to cover the deposit and the first month's rent. And then from there, obviously, we'll need to start fundraising for porta potties and other things. But right now, it's getting the contract signed and getting in. So if all you guys that watch and love us and have been sitting around waiting could just share the crap out of the donation link, um, it would be freaking amazing. We could potentially, if we can raise the last little bit of the funding, we can be in there by Monday. So
As everybody knows, when AFC first came to Hagerstown, um, all the groups that came kind of went under the umbrella of the People's Convoy. And the need to fundraise at that point wasn't there because everything was being sponsored by the People's Convoy. So a lot of groups put things on hold. And when they went out to California to deal with some legislative issues out there, it kind of left everybody scrambling at the last minute to get all their ducks in order so we can take over and do this on our own without their support. So that being said, we have found locations, we have lost locations. It was hard to get everything to come together, but it's finally here. The donation platform is it's ticking along little by little, but we do need some help there. We need to get that promoted. We need to get that going so that we can secure this location. We're prepared to sign the paperwork and make it happen however we have to, but we do need the support. We can't do this without the people. We're here for you guys. We're here for everybody else. We do need finances to make that happen. A lot of things we have been footing out of pocket for the last couple of months just to keep it going.
yes, yes, I know I've been living out of pocket the whole time I've been over here, but that's okay. I'm not complaining, guys. I came over here ready to lose everything if I had to for this, and I'm still willing to do that. So I also want to point out for those watching that when you get on and you look at our donation platform, it does show like almost $3,000. But what happened with that, and if we had that, we would have the funding for this property. Was our processor that we're actually, Jason, you explain it because you know
Sure.
that more than me.
So Donor Box is a what's the best way to put it? They are just the agent that connects the donor to the recipient. There are processing agents that handle the credit card transactions. DonorBox itself is just the platform. They're not the ones that handle the donations or the processing of it. So the default company that DonorBox uses is called Stripe. Unfortunately, after a week or so, Stripe decided that there's more potential risk for returns and refunds with our business, a nonprofit where people are donating willingly. Apparently, people are going to say, no, I didn't mean to do that. But they decided that there was too much risk for refunds involved, and they chose not to do business with us. So we changed processing agents, and we use PayPal now, which a lot of people have been happy with because you can use your credit cards just like you did before, but you can also use your PayPal account if you wanted to. So it's a little more versatile of a processing agent. It's a very smooth process to go and make a donation, and we hope everybody that's listening that wants to support and continue the mission that we set out to do will do just that. Share the link and donate if you can.
So what happened when Stripe said that they wouldn't um like let us use them is they refunded all of the
Mhm.
donations that had come through Stripe. They actually issued refunds, and it still shows up on our platform because it will not show refunds that were sent out.
Right.
When
Donor
we
box still shows it as a donation because it was a donation.
right,
Hmm.
right. So I want to answer some questions that are in the comment section. Is TPC going to join you at your new place? So again, as I have said for the last month, I do not answer for TPC. If you have questions for TPC, that's a question for them. Um, Someone asked how big it is. So it's a temporary month to month location. And starting out, it is a 3 acre location. I thought it was two, but it's actually three. So it is bigger than I originally thought. And it's a great start as people come filtering in. And the owner of the location does have larger locations that potentially, should we need a larger location and need to move, that we can move to. Someone else said if they're giving money, they want to know the place it's going for.
Hmm.
As soon as I sign the paperwork, guys, I'll give you the address. What I can tell you is that it is local to Hagerstown. So we're not leaving the Hagerstown area. It is local to Hagerstown.
Yep. I see
So
that comment by firemen. I don't blame them. And
right,
once, like Nicole said, once the paperwork is signed, we will announce the location. But unfortunately, there have been some issues in the past where people have, it appears to have done some underhanded things to get properties ripped away from us. Until we sign that paperwork, we're not saying where it is. Unfortunately, we have to protect the movement by protecting the location until it's all signed and sealed.
exactly. And what I can tell you is that when I spoke to the guy who oversees the leases today, is I did make it clear once again what we will be doing at that location, so that should any other outside entities come in and say, do you know, blah, 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 he can say, yes, I knew that in advance. It's all zoned for what we need it for. Okay, so Michael Russell, no, there will not be RV hookups. Anybody that's going to join us in this location is going to have to be prepared for primitive camping. With that being said, we have a camper. We do have generators. So we will have means to do things. We do have water tanks. Plus, not to mention, there is availability for water and a dumping station very, very, very nearby. So, unfortunately, primitive camping it is, guys. If you're coming in your tents and your cars, but let's just all be honest, that's what we all did out at Hagerstown too, at the
Mhm.
Speedway. So it's really not no different, except that we will not have well, I mean, we'll pretty much have everything. Start out with we the only thing we won't have to start out with is a shower house. But we will definitely work on that, and until we get that, I do have a 65-gallon water tank that we are going to make a makeshift shower out of. So, there are things in the works. There are things lined out. We do have ideals. Porter potties, yes, we will have. Not to mention, once we get this, guys, and everybody's, filing in, it literally becomes its own little community. Everybody figures everything out. That's what we did in Hagerstown. But the location was a big step. It was. And like I said, when Stripe decided to refund all of those donations, it kind of put us in a spot. We would have had the entire amount if that did not happen.
I actually have emails going out to all of those donors today explaining that situation. The emails have been written. They were going to be sent tonight regardless. At least now we can attach this information to it and make that email more
Right.
positive, requesting those donors to redonate with the new processing agent in place.
Right. And let's see. No diggity. Food preparation without sinks or toilets is disgusting. Totally agree. But
Mm-hmm.
guess what? We have sinks, we have water sources, and we will have toilets. So I guess it won't be that disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. I mean, we're just super excited about this. I've never kept anything in the dark about what we've been doing. I've told you guys up front when I can give you information, when I can't give you information. I've been as transparent as I possibly can be. And so as soon as I got this news, I wanted to jump up and let everybody know as much as I could let you know, get you guys all prepared. Let's see, Matthew Rosser, forgive me if I said that wrong. How many people will be there and will they be vetted? So here's the thing with that. You never know how many people are going to show up to something like this. However, with that being said, obviously I'm not going to jam pack people in there. We need some elbow room to move around. There are other areas nearby that will be able to be utilized. As far as vetting goes, I do not have ways to do background checks, but I did make it a point to let everybody know that when they come in, they will come in knowing that it is 100% free and legal to do sex offender checks. And I will check registries. The other thing is that when you come in, you will have to sign a code of conduct. So with that being said, if you break that code of conduct and you're asked to leave, you did it to yourself because you broke the code of conduct. So there is that. Let's see. Let me see. Keep doing your thing, girl. That's what I'm gonna do. I've been doing my thing.
Yeah, I see
Donna.
Donna.
Yes.
Donna, yes.
Bigger lots if need is great. Ross just. Oh, hey, Ross. Let's see. You can get portable showers and toilets delivered and a water tank. You're right. Yes, and that is the game plan. And I actually already have a water tank. So.
And actually, going back to Michael's question, one of the good thing is this landowner has other properties also. So if enough people show up that we outgrow this, and as it continues to grow, we can move to another property, obviously with a higher rent, but that would accommodate a greater number of people.
Right. Right.
And
And
it's an easy transition because we already have the relationship with the landowner.
exactly. And the thing is, a lot of people, I think some of the reason we've struggled with property is because people felt like it was kind of dying around here and they were unsure. When they start seeing it come back to life, more people are going to reach out and they're going to say, here's what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an important thing to remember. I realize 65 gallons isn't going to go very far, but when you have multiple tanks and people start filtering in and you're working together as a community, things happen. Will honking be allowed? I don't care. I mean, as long as it's not after city noise level, rules. I mean, that's kind of what we're known for is honking, right? My horn's
Um,
kind of dead now. What is your opinion on streamers begging for money? Dem lady, I'm not real sure if that is like a troll question or a serious question,
I
but
think her question's legitimate. All the
so
live streamers, you got to understand, they're media, they're independent, and a lot of times if they have day-to-day jobs that they're not at because they're at an event like this streaming for days or weeks on end, they're asking for support. It's no different than us as an organization asking for support to help pay for the needs and the property of the convoy. Live streamers have a right to be compensated if you feel they should be compensated. They're certainly not demanding it. They're only asking for support.
that's right. You guys got to remember, it's kind of their job. in a
Mhm.
nutshell, except we're not paying them. So you got to remember, when they're out live streaming these events, they're taking time out of their lives and their day. You do not have to donate to them by any means. You don't got to be mean to them, though. Like, let's just face it, there's a lot of hate that's being spewed on these live streamers, and they're out there, I don't care what their reasoning is behind it, but the fact of the matter is they're giving up their time to show you guys firsthand what's going on. So there's no reason to be mean to them. Just don't donate if you don't want to. But just remember, that's how they're getting by. That's how they're moving from point A to point B to point C, is with donations.
And
Okay,
unfortunately,
so will we
since
have
the
fun today?
beginning, the media hasn't really covered this convoy at all since day one. So if it wasn't for the live streamers, what was happening in Hagerstown wouldn't be out there for the people to learn about.
Okay, Alicia says we have electric. We have generators, so we will have means of electric where it's needed. Ted Thomas, will outlaw ministries be allowed there? I'm not real familiar with outlaw ministries, so I don't really want to answer that question. You think the streamers took away from the people's convoy? 100%. Everybody's allowed to have an opinion. I'm not sure which way your opinion's going on that, so I don't want to comment no more till I know more.
Speaking of
Um,
live streamers, I saw Polish Agnes was on here, and good
yeah,
to see
she
you
usually
again. I
gets
saw
on.
her
Yeah,
last Saturday in Hartford.
yes, she's really sweet. I met her in
Mhm.
Harrisburg, so
Mhm.
um, she's really sweet. Okay, Johnny Copper, Johnny something or another. Will you allow firearms? So guys, we got to follow laws. Let's just put that out there. Whatever the law says is what will be allowed. And things that I don't know are things that I don't know. But if you're caught breaking a law, that's on you. That's it. That's how I'm gonna answer that question. Be smart, use common sense, guys. Are you gonna train people to beg for money? Probably not. Let's see. Oh, for my speaker. Oh yeah, Alicia, I'll have that.
Can we
Um,
smoke weed there? I don't know what the law in Maryland regarding weed is, but what does that have to do with anything?
right. Yeah. So guys, remember, we're not breaking laws. We're law abiding. Um, whatever you go out in the woods and do is your business, but let's not break any laws anywhere near me. Okay. Where is the property? So the property, guys, I cannot give you an exact address until probably Monday when I sign the paperwork, but it is a Hagerstown local property. Um, let's see. The live streamers show the truth. Streamers pay. Da da
Mhm.
da. Sorry, I'm a little behind in the comments.
Can we do drugs and dance on top of fire trucks? TPC allows that. Well, I didn't see that
Hold
happening
on.
for the
Yeah, I didn't see no drug use, but if I get the chance to dance on top of a fire truck, I'm gonna say yes.
So yeah, I would
So
say dancing on
who
fire
doesn't want
trucks,
to dance
sure,
on top of a fire truck?
but
Who
no.
doesn't want to dance on a fire truck? Like,
Other than that,
and
we
I'm
do
gonna
not
ask them to
condone
turn on
drug
the
use.
lights and sirens. Landon Wright says, "Will the convoy be covering fuel expenses?" So at this moment, no. If we get the funding, if the donations start pouring in, uh, then yes. Right now, what the donations will cover is property and porter potties and anything that our board deems necessary for what the group needs as a whole. We do not have millions of dollars in funding, guys. But should that happen, freak of nature happen, I'll be more than glad to cover people's fuel costs. So, as far as what costs we will cover, it's all in what we can cover. If we become if we are put in a position where we can cover it, most definitely. But right now we are not in that position, so I cannot make promises for that. What I can promise is a place to go to. I can promise that you will not starve, and I can promise that you'll have a place to use the potty. That's what I can promise.
So here's a good question. Golden Coin asked, how can we expect somebody to sign a code of conduct form while at the same time believing we are all about freedom? So unfortunately, it's not a question of freedom. It's a question of landowner rights. And the
Right.
landowner has certain requirements and certain things that they will and will not allow to happen on their property. They own the property, they set the rules. So we have to respect the landowner and respect what they are and are not willing to happen on their property. Simple as that. It's not about freedom. It's strictly about landowners' rights.
So, and just so you guys are aware, this code of conduct that they'll be signing is literally common sense stuff. You know, don't destroy other people's property, follow laws, no violence. I mean, it's literally laws anyway. We're just making it very clear that these are things that we will most definitely enforce on the property. So if anybody was to say I'm taken away from their freedom for signing that, then they're probably troublemakers in the first place and
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be there. Because I'm not
Yep.
taking away anybody's freedom. I'm not asking anybody to do anything except follow laws. And by putting your signature on that form, it means that if you don't follow those, I can ask you to leave.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. It's acknowledging that you're going to follow basic laws.
So somebody asked if Soup Mama is going to this location. We can't speak for her. She's a wonderful independent person. She's not specifically tied to one or the other or the third or the fourth. We have not discussed this with her yet. Unless she's watching this, she's not aware of it yet, for that matter.
No, I actually told her that,
Gotcha.
I did tell her, and she said she is excited.
Mm-hmm.
That I still can't answer whether that means she's coming or not,
Mm-hmm.
but she did say that it made her day to hear this news, and she was
Good.
excited.
Great.
What about fuel or emergency repairs? So I just went over that. Right now, we do not have the funding. Okay, guys, let me make some things pretty. I do not want to sound mean, but I'm just going to be blunt for a minute. You should never, ever, ever take a trip that you cannot afford to get there and back. You shouldn't. If you cannot afford to get here and get home, please do not come. Please don't, because I don't want you to depend on something that I can't promise you. As far as emergency repairs, again, I don't have the funding. If we had the funding, I would be more than happy to say, oh, yeah, we'll take care of stuff. What I can promise is that if something comes up, I will do just as I have done for drivers. I will make a live. I will help you create a cash app if you don't already have one, and we will do our best to raise you money,
Mm-hmm.
because nobody knows when an emergency is going to arise. Nobody. I can't promise anybody that our group, our organization will do that right now because we don't have the funding to make that promise. What I can promise is that if something came up, I would do my very best to help make sure that it was taken care of. Donna, that is awesome. Are minors allowed? Well, yes, this is family friendly, guys. Looks like you need some more mods. Yeah, probably. I do.
Yeah, a lot of trolls.
It's all right. Trolls means views, guys. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, there you
So,
go. That lady just said the same thing. Trolls are more views.
right. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I only block them when they start getting mean or nasty. You know, if they want to say certain things, go for it.
Yeah,
Um,
Facebook user just said there are great people in the area who most likely will help in ways, and that's one of the things we learned when we were at the Speedway when TPC was there. Is the local community
yes.
in Hagerstown was absolutely amazing. They supported the movement. They supported the people. The Chinese American community was beyond amazing. They came in probably once a week, if not more often, and cooked for everybody. And uh, the local community that came in the first weekend to tell everybody thank you for being there and thank you for doing this. The local residents that came and stayed for weeks on end to help out with cooking or
Right.
whatever needed to be done. Amazing people in Hagerstown. We're glad we're able to stay in that town.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm super excited about being able to stay here because even as we speak, there are local people all over that are still helping me do things. I actually have a guy that's waiting on me to get done. He printed off so many of those flyers that I shared earlier because I'm going to 2 events this week for me to be able to hand out flyers. And so there are still a lot of locals that have been helping out on levels that they're able to. Um, Gold coin. Okay, so let me go back and read your question again.
Yeah, they're coming in faster than I can read them
What
all.
does the code of conduct entail? So it's I mean, it entails common sense. So I don't have it right in front of me, but I do know, like, no violence, not vandalizing property. We're not responsible for theft. Like, lock your stuff up. Don't, leave money laying around without locking your car. Um, there's a quiet time based on city ordinances. No illegal substances for those that asked about it. You just, basic stuff. I can, as a matter of fact, once I get it printed off, because I'll have to do that this weekend, I can actually share the code of conduct on our Facebook page so that everybody can read it. And if for some reason you're like, oh, that's too much for me, you don't show up, because you are going to be expected to adhere to it. Okay, they do have to agree to a check. Yes. Can attendance
Agnes
fly the
asks,
FJB? So, guys, I've addressed this once before, the political flags. Here's what I'm going to say to that. I can only ask that we keep this, bipartisan, that we do not make this political. I can only ask. I cannot demand. Therefore, if you feel like your First Amendment rights are not being heard, if you don't, I cannot stop you either. What I would ask is that you respect the fact that we are trying to not make this political, either way. But I can't make you. So I hope that answers your question.
Mhm. Agnes asked when we're moving in, and we don't have a date yet. We just got the contract today. It's going to be a few days to go through the paperwork and get everything settled. So maybe end of the weekend, early next week.
Yeah. So I tried for this weekend, but unfortunately they said it would probably be Monday at the earliest. So we're looking at early next week. We'll be able to move stuff over and start getting set up. So that's what we're looking at. So I got one more weekend to get through, but it doesn't hurt my feelings at all, because Jason, I got two big things coming up at the end of this week that I want to focus on
Mhm.
anyway. So
Yep. Your rules have eliminated 65% of TPC already. Well, rules are there to keep problems from happening. And if people don't like the rules, then they just don't have to stay on the property. That's okay. We don't fault anybody for wanting to do drugs, but if that's their choice, they could just do it elsewhere. It's just the way it is. Let's see. Nicole, seems like you're trying hard. What would be the benefit of going to this site when TPC is due there and they provide food, fuel, site costs? Well, so TPC says they're coming back. I think they were planning on leaving, what's today, Wednesday. So tomorrow maybe, and heading back to the East Coast. We don't know where they're going. We don't know if they're coming to the Hagerstown area. We don't know what their plan is, what they're going to do when they get to the East Coast. Um, so for the moment, we still have to make plans accordingly. And
And we
at
also have to remember that they've done a whole lot more fundraising than we have, and they have more available to offer financially. And I get that. I totally get that. They've been operating longer than we have. They had more time to prepare for things like this. Um, we just got ourselves off the ground. It's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. Like I said, if people start donating and we can make that happen, we definitely will. The only thing that they're providing that I can't promise you guys right now is fuel. I have food. I have a site. You don't got to pay for any of that stuff while you're with us. At least I got, enough to last a little bit. So the only difference is the fuel. And again, let me reiterate, as much respect as I have for them, they don't pay for your fuel to get here or home either. It's to convoy with them. And our focus is not going to be on convoying, guys. Our focus is going to be on reaching out to the public, education. It's going to be going into DC, trying to get into meetings, um, getting into meetings with local, politicians to voice your opinions. We really want to do a lot to educate and help the public, not, something that, sure, it gets us looked at, but it doesn't really make a lot of change. People know that we're here. They know what we're flying our flags for. They know what our horn honking means. We've made that statement. So now we need to make a statement and actually get involved. We need to get involved.
And I think everybody knows that driving circles around the Beltway in and of itself doesn't accomplish anything, even as far as Capitol Police going and closing the exit ramps as we got closer and closer to downtown DC. Media still doesn't even cover it. So the physical act of convoying itself is not going to accomplish the goals. We need to look for other ways to create outreach and attention of the issues that are at hand. There's a good one here. Landon Wright wrote a question. Will the code of conduct require masks?
Absolutely not.
I think that goes without saying. That's one of the things we're all here fighting about.
Yeah, absolutely not. If you want to wear a mask, you're more than welcome to, but no, it's not going to be a requirement to get in, guys.
Facebook user said, quit with the TPC comments. While I don't disagree with that statement, the problem is there is still confusion out there between people as to who is who, and we are not TPC. We don't speak for TPC. I myself did come down with TPC and was helping to organize up in the Northeast when we did our donation drives and when we all first came down here. But I did not agree with going to California, so I did not go when they left, and I've since decided to help Nicole, and I think staying here was a better plan, and that's why I stayed here. But listen, having a discussion about TPC and us, there's no problem there. It just shouldn't be a place for bashing each other.
Exactly. You guys have to remember that we all have, if not the same, very similar missions. It very well could be, if they show up, then great. If they decide they want their own spot, then great. It still could be very well that we still partake in a lot of the same events.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are, we have the same common goals. So someone had mentioned a rally in DC, and I wanted to do that for the 30th while the states were doing their capitals, but I had some stuff come up back home. So I decided to just partake in that. With that being said, that obviously I think that's a great idea. So that's a big thing. I would also like to plan a rally for Hagerstown. They have been so welcoming and so helpful that they deserve that. So like I said, a lot of it's outreach. That's a lot of what I want to do. Dragon Lady asks how long we expect this mission to last. Well, you know what? Here's my answer for that. So our big goal is, the mandates and people being able to choose what they want to do. But the higher goal than that, the bigger picture really is government overreach. So I don't feel like my mission end is anywhere in sight, because even when one door closes, like, I'm gonna be like, oh, now I got something new to go after, and I'm gonna squirrel to the left. So I feel like my mission is a lifetime thing. That doesn't mean everybody's is, but I kind of just feel like I'm out to help the American people with a lot of different things, but I'm focused right now on this one.
So
Let's
two
see.
people, Fireman and RK. One says, so I guess, I don't know what that little logo is. Maybe it looks like a bucket of popcorn you'd get at a movie theater. And RK says, will popcorn be banned? I don't know if that logo is popcorn or not, but that's what it looks like to me. I don't know if popcorn is slang for something
popcorn.
else.
Not sure if it,
sure, you can make
sure
popcorn. You can be active with both. Yes, Facebook user. You can certainly be active with both groups. They certainly complement each other just fine.
Is DC big enough for 2 convoys? Well, the answer to the question is this. In March, they had more than 2 convoys. So, I mean, many, many, many convoys were at Hagerstown. All of them. We all joined TPC at Hagerstown. So I would say yes, because we all fit there once before.
The
Let's
media
see.
won't cover it because there is no violation, nothing getting burned or destroyed. The media sucks. Yeah, Michael, I think we'll all agree with you 100% on that one.
And I would tend to lean toward the fact that that's part of something I would like to make very aware as well. So, okay, popcorn. Someone said popcorn refers to gunfire. So obviously, yeah,
Oh,
we're not going to be shooting guns, guys. Come on, use some common sense. Wes says, what results will you achieve that no one has or can? You got me. We might get results, we might not. You never know when you're doing things like this what the outcome's going to be. I'm not somebody that's going to come out and be like, "Oh, I can change the world." I would I would come out and say I would like to change the world, but I can't guarantee I'll change the world. But what I can say is that something that can be done is reaching out to people, whether it's in groups or one by one, walking up and shaking their hands, asking them, "Do you know this is going on? Are you aware this is happening in this area?" It tends to make people step back when you're able to personalize it. And that's one thing that I've been working on doing. The
face.
mission statement is on our page.
Yep, it's on our Facebook page. Facebook user just said, Jason, can you not see my name? If you're using on Facebook, nobody can see your name unless you authorize, what
StreamYard,
is this called? Stream something?
StreamYard.
Right, StreamYard. You have to go to a link, and I believe it was posted in the very beginning of the comments. You have to go to that link and authorize Facebook to sync with StreamYard, however it works. But otherwise, it only shows up as Facebook user. So, no, I do not see your name. I'm not sure who you are.
Jennifer, to answer your question, yes, I see your comments, and yes, I am going to have flyers.
Yeah, Sharice just chimed in. Soup Mama chimed in and said you have to give StreamYard permission on Facebook for them to see your name. Yep. I have no clue how that's done. I just know that's what you have to do. Salty Buzzard asked, who is on screen with you, Nicole?
Uh, his name is Jason Seawall, guys, and he is VP of American Freedom Convoy. We actually met through the Hagerstown movement. And when TBC left Hagerstown, I don't even remember how we connected, whether I contacted him or he contacted me. Either way, we made a connection and we've been, working together and working together well ever since. So I felt like he was a good fit for our team, and our team voted on it and he got voted in. So okay, let's not argue over what popcorn means, guys. That's redundant.
Yeah, that's a new one to me. Popcorn does mean shots. Yeah. No, we will not be sitting around the campfire shooting our guns in the air. No, doesn't work that way.
I'm going to avoid political questions just so you guys know, because this isn't about, any of this other side stuff. Right now, we're focusing on the overreach and the mandates. That's what this is. So anything else we can address at a later time.
Are you pro or con for fighting for female reproductive rights in BC?
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Yep.
So I'm not going to talk about politics on any other subject except the mandates right now. What I will say is a lot of you guys think that I'm severely, the word isn't severely. It's a lot of people think that I'm far right when really I'm kind of in the middle. That's what I'll say. I am a middle free thinker. Just because I'm right on this subject does not mean I'm not necessarily left on this subject. But we are not going to get into that because that's not what this is about. Anyway.
Polish Agnes is asking about food drives again. Yeah, that's always a possibility. First thing I would say is let's get settled and see what we end up with for an infrastructure. When we were in Hagerstown with TPC in the beginning, we all got overwhelmed with donations. It went very, very well.
Right.
And we had trailers and trailers and trailers. We certainly don't want to get overwhelmed again if we don't have the infrastructure to handle the storage, especially the cold storage that may be necessary. So thank you, Agnes, but we will address that when we get settled and we see how things go from there.
Exactly. So I do know the plus is the fact that we do have this going right now. Wes, my asking me if my goals are going to change daily, that's anybody that's been following me knows that's kind of an illegitimate question because I have stayed where I'm at aside from a whopping week that I went home to see my family. So they haven't changed yet.
Pixie Pants asks, is the mission true body autonomy, or are you only fighting against vaccine mandates? As Nicole mentioned, our mission statement is very clear on our Facebook page. It's too long to read off here, and I don't have it in front of me myself, but you can see exactly what that is on the Facebook page.
So let's see where the site. So no, the site address was not announced. The only thing that I announced is it was local to Hagerstown. And as soon as my signature is on that contract, I will drop you guys the address. I promise. As soon as I sign that.
Will your goals change daily like TPC does? Again, this is not really the appropriate place for bashing TPC one against the other. Our goals are very simply defined in our mission statement. It can be read. It says exactly what our long-term goals are.
So guys, again, what TPC did, I don't speak for. I've been here. Let's see. It's all about freedom. That's right.
Yeah. Quit calling it a mission. You're not military. Thanks for the input, Wes.
Yeah, thank you. I mean,
Yep.
but sorry to burst your bubble, but when you form a not for profit, you have to have a mission statement. So it's something to that regard.
It's all about freedom. That's a great statement. Yep. I missed the first part of the live. Well, the good thing is it'll be up there for all to see. Do you know what a 10% Marine is? Nope, I do not know what a 10% Marine is. But if you want to follow up with another comment.
If it's going to make me laugh, tell me. If it's something stupid.
No, Moonlight, you can follow up with another comment and tell us what that means. I'm not familiar with that term. Let's see. All of the convoys have the same overall mission. They just want us to have freedom, no matter what convoy it is. Yes, Facebook user, I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but that's an accurate statement.
So someone said the leaders should know the mission statement. You're right. I do not know verbatim because our mission statement is like 4 paragraphs long. I'll tell you that. So I don't know it verbatim. It is not something that I memorized. But what I can do is bullet point it for you. 1, we won't discriminate. The government will not discriminate anymore based on your medical decisions. 2, the government can't force us to vaccinate or wear masks anymore. It all boils down to the mandates, guys. No more mask or vaccine mandates. If you want it and it makes you feel safer, by all means do it. Go for it. But you have a choice to do that. It talks about how we shouldn't be losing our jobs for not getting a vaccine. It's holding the government accountable for trying to coerce us into doing things that we should have a choice in doing. Again, if it was a 1-sentence mission statement, I would know it. If it was 2 sentences, I'd have it memorized. But we put a lot of time and effort into our mission statement. And so, unfortunately, it's too long for me to memorize. I'm not an actress. So I'm not good with memorization. Okay.
So Moonlight replied that there's a guy in the People's Convoy that says he's a 10% Marine. So I guess he's not telling us what it is. I don't know who that person is, and I don't know what that term means. So your guess is as best as mine. Maybe that's just the nickname he goes by.
Now I see. They don't want me to laugh. I start laughing, I can't stop. All right. Somebody's a 10% Marine.
No idea.
I'm gonna just keep scrolling.
Okay. Oh well. So 49 minutes ago, Nicole, we said we're not going to make this a long live.
I know, but then I start talking to people. I can't help it.
And then people ask you to laugh.
Someone said that's a cop-out statement. You expect people to donate money to your cause, but you lack transparency. Okay, I don't know if you're, Darla. Darla, I lack no transparency. It is all on our Facebook page, all of it. I have shared every single thing. So you're more than welcome to go on there and look. Let's see. Karen from Pennsylvania. Da, 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 da.
10% Marine is the 10% that drops out of boot camp. That makes sense. It could be the truth, I guess. It makes sense.
Oh, my Lord.
I am not with this convoy, but they are just asking you to, or just wanting you to read. Yeah,
Nope.
no lack of transparency. Yeah, we've said it 100 times tonight. It's sitting there on the Facebook page. It is a half a page long. It's not something that we're going to memorize. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Striker. I'm laughing at Striker right now. Okay. Striker, stop saying stuff. It's going to make me laugh. Okay.
Somebody said Nicole has the gift of gab. That must be why our short live is now 50 minutes long.
I do. Hey, listen, y'all. So does Soup Mama. Okay. She does too. She'll talk and talk and talk. Okay, so I'm gonna say this name wrong. Filosa, please says, "Yo, I like that word. I use it a lot. Mandates are like 98% by private business and corporations. Go after them. This is not federal or state. So I'm gonna say you're 50% correct. 50% correct. And I do have every intention on going after the people that put these things in place. I have actually started, if you go through our Facebook page, you'll see where I've started doing that. I've started calling out businesses. I'll post their phone numbers for the world. Call this person and tell them this is not okay. I have already started that process. Any of you guys, feel free when you come across somewhere that they're like, you can't come in without doing this, this, and this, post it. Put them people on blast so that the world knows who they are. Because I promise, the minute you put them on blast, at least 10 people in the first 20 minutes of it being there are going to call those people. Get your army together, your own personal army. And yeah, I'm not military, but when you have people that stand behind you, that's your army. That's your personal army. And so you have to build that. You reach out to people that have the same common beliefs as you. That's called building an army. So then you reach out to those people and you're like, yo, I walked into this place and they wouldn't let me in because I wasn't vaccinated, or they wouldn't let me in because I wasn't wearing a mask. Your personal army will start calling those places for you. That's how it works. You start hitting them at the bottom, guys. And the bottom is those businesses. And when those businesses start getting hit by enough people, they're going to reach to their bosses, which are usually, local level politics. They're going to say, we don't want to do this no more. We're getting harassed. Make this stop. And it's going to go up the ladder. So I do not disagree with you that a lot of that is businesses. But what I can tell you is I've been enough places and I talked to enough people to know that the mandates still still do exist on city, county, and state levels. So it's all the above.
Here's a good one from Stryker. We are all here for freedom. Grab a group and freedom your asses off.
That's right.
And it doesn't matter which group, guys. If you think, the People's Convoy is a better fit for you, then great. Go fight the fight with them. We all need to do it somewhere. If you feel I don't know if there's 3 other ones, go join any one. Go join a local group. Go join wherever you think you fit best and who has a mission statement and a goal that best fits your agenda and what you would like to see accomplished.
Jeremiah, yeah, I can see you now. I'm being streamed by a restreamer. That's cool. I'm being trolled by a restreamer. That's all right. I don't care. Let them troll me. I like trolls. They're cute. So I seen a comment so in regards to what Jason just said about, I'm part of a lot of different groups. So I am part of a board for AFC. I helped organize, I helped put together. I've been out in the Hagerstown area for almost 2 months, aside from the 2 times I went home. But I'm still part of, I know I'm part of a Michigan group that kind of branched off and I helped them with what they can do. They came up with their own name for their group. I'm part of that. I'm part of, I believe, two Indiana groups that I met people and they said, "What can we do?" So I kind of gave them ideas. They created their group. They're utilizing those ideas. I'm part of an Ohio group. I'm part of an Alabama group that I'm involved in their groups. I get on, I watch what's going on. If they want my input, I address it. If they don't ask for it, I don't say nothing. I'm just quietly in the background, and if they were to ask me, "Can you be here for this?" and I could make it happen, I definitely would. So be involved in as much as you can be in. And don't forget about your neighbors. Guys, don't forget about your neighbors. I tell all my Indiana folk back home, if you can go to an event in Illinois, go to it. If you can go to an event in Michigan, go to it. If you can drop down to Kentucky, go to it. If you can drop into Ohio, go to Ohio. They're all just a couple hours drive. So don't forget about your neighbors when they're doing events. Go be a number. Go be a face. Because when people are driving by and they're looking at these groups, and politicians are looking out their windows at these groups, they're looking at how many people are there. So help your neighbors.
Mm-hmm. We had a rally in New York 2 weeks ago, and I was doing some work up at my camp. And on the way back, I stopped in Albany and I went to that New York group's rally and I supported them. Um, yes, it was of interest to me because I'm a landowner in New York also. So what happens in New York is important to me. But the point is, I went there and I supported them. The following weekend, we had a big rally in Connecticut. And I think there was 4 or 5 people from New York, plus a bunch from Massachusetts, plus a bunch from Pennsylvania. They all came up and they all helped, you know, um, support us at our rally in Hartford. So it's not just about yourself. It's about getting out there and helping your neighbors, helping them fight their fight too. There's always an opportunity to get out there and make a difference.
I just want to go back to Agnes. I got a megaphone too. I'm super stoked. My kids hate it. Anyway, so did the people in Richmond, Indiana. They hated me that the day that I got it. So anyway, someone said, "I think everyone's spending money on guns and provisions for the start of World War III won't be a government to protest against soon." So let me put my 2 cents in there. So I actually, this World War III thing has come up a lot, and everybody has always assumed like, and again, guys, this is going to be an opinion, not a fact. So don't be like, "Oh, she's spreading false information because I'm stating an opinion." Everybody, all these years that I've heard about there's going to be a World War III or whatever, like I've always thought it's going to be like country against country. And I'm really starting to believe that World War III has nothing to do with countries. It has to do with the people. And when I say the people, I don't just mean Americans. I mean American people, Canadian people, Australian people, Italian people standing up to their governments. I really think it's the people versus the elite. I really think that you guys are seeing the start of that right now. But that's just an opinion, not a fact. So, take it as you wish. So that's that. Will this site allow campfires? Yeah, I don't. As long as we have rings, I don't think that that's going to be a problem. It is a gravel site, so I don't think it'll be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Ray, hi Ray.
Guess you're a real sister.
I think that is the live streamer Ray. I do believe.
This is a peaceful group, patriots all. Yep.
That's right. Yes. These groups are a joke. They aren't achieving anything. They aren't changing mandates or legislation. See, I think that that comment is a joke because you're wrong. Maybe we're not changing mandates or legislation yet.
The
Because,
problem is, how do you quantify that?
right.
Every time you do something and people see it, you're creating awareness and you're raising awareness. It's impossible to quantify whether it's making a difference or not, and by how much. Tough question to answer.
I don't think it was a question. I think it was a statement. But
I think it's a tough statement to make.
I think that by spreading awareness, you have more of a chance to make change, which is what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, we got the news out there. We're 59 minutes into it. We're about to break an hour and 2 seconds.
Yeah. What happens if we're attacked by Antifa? Well, then I guess it'll be a surprise.
It wouldn't
Surprise!
be the first time.
Right? How far from DC will you be? About the same distance that we have been. Let's see. Yes, moments. I'm back in Maryland.
How
He
many
needs to.
people do you realistically can fit on 3 acres? Well, like I said before, the landowner has multiple properties, and we're starting with the property that fits the needs at the moment. And as it grows, we'll go to a larger property. It doesn't matter how many fit there now. There are options beyond that.
Yeah, I hope the trolls are liking, sharing, and subscribing too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Seeing
Sorry, I'm
where
catching up on
sits and
comments.
under wanting them to get shots. Yeah, there's some different things going out there. They want to be able to give younger children the shot now too. Is Freeloader
Okay,
Jersey J joining you?
so guys, I'm gonna address Jersey J because I am really tired of all the negativity. You guys don't. So he's not with us right now. He's somewhere else, and I'm not. If he wants people to know where he's at, he'll tell where he's at. But I am not going to disclude him at all. You know why? Because I spent weeks on end with this man. I witnessed things that you guys didn't get to witness. That man was always ready to jump up and help wherever and whenever it was needed. You know, he's from how's the right word? I want to say a different kind of cultural area. And so he goes about things in a different way. And I'm not going to lie, when I first met the dude, it kind of struck a nerve with me too. But then when you get to know him, you realize that this man has a big heart. He is in this to win this in a good way, not a bad way. And he has toned it down a lot. He has toned it down a lot. I asked him, and Sue Mama asked him to start being a little more kid friendly because we know he was cussing a lot and that was a big complaint or whatever. But here's the thing again, he's a grown man. If you don't like the way he talks, don't listen to him. Problem solved. As far as a freeloader, he's doing what every other live streamer does, and he's sharing his donation link so you guys can help keep him going because he's not at home. He's out here live streaming events. So that's what I'm going to say to that. I absolutely will not disclude him. Okay, he's family to me now because that man has helped me. He has helped me. And I know that he would say the same thing about me. So there's that. If you don't like him, don't watch him. If you want to not watch me anymore because of that, then by all means, go ahead and not watch me anymore. But I dealt with him on a day-to-day basis, and that's something that you guys don't get to see. You guys don't get to be part of that, so you have no idea what kind of person he is outside of his live streams. So that's what I'm going to say to that. Again, if you are like, well, that's the end of it for me, I can't watch you no more, then it is what it is. But everybody does have a past. Everybody overcomes. Everybody moves forward. As long your past does not define who you are now. Your past is what you go through. It is lessons, and the question is, did you learn from that lesson? There's my answer. I have a past too, and I learned. And I moved on. And if y'all want background check me, go ahead. I don't have no felonies, but we all have something that we've had to overcome. And I would not judge a single person aside from certain crimes um based on that. As long something happened years ago is not who they are now. As long as they're not still currently doing the ridiculous stuff. So that's that.
So here's another one. Will Soup Mama be part of your group? She knows the property's coming, and she's going to go where she feels She wants to go. We don't know where she's going, and she hasn't told us yet. She's her own person. She's not part of this convoy or that convoy or the other. She's going to do what she feels her heart drives her to do. Will there be anyone at the camp who does not do drugs? Well, I don't do drugs.
I
And
don't.
anybody who's a CDL driver, generally speaking, doesn't do drugs because we're all part of a random drug test pool. But no, anything that's illegal drugs will not be tolerated. Don't tell people how to run their channels, blah, blah, blah.
All right, sorry, I'm scrolling through the comments.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of back and forth about people and other streamers and people I'm not familiar with. JJ is a felon who sports a Second Amendment shirt and fakes being a vet. He's not an asset to any cause. Then don't support him. And that's the only answer I have for that.
Right.
I spent 5 weeks down in Hagerstown, and I interacted with him a lot, and I did not find or have any problem with him whatsoever. He's been quite helpful at the kitchen while we were there, and I don't have a problem with him. And until he gives me a reason to have a problem with him, I don't have a problem with him.
Exactly. And you know that's the big thing. I'm like that with everybody. I'm not gonna judge anybody until they do something to me personally. You know, I mean, if I like, don't get me wrong, if I had witnessed Jersey going around, and I'm going to use him, I don't like to use him as an example, but we're going to since he was the topic conversation. If I had witnessed him like going around being a blatant bully to people, that would be different because that's like being a bully. It's mean, but I never seen that. I mean, and like I said, he's never done anything to me personally. So I have no reason to pass judgment on the dude. I never witnessed him. Did I witness him get angry a few times? Yeah, but I never witnessed him being blatantly mean. We all get angry. I mean, I've gotten angry a few times. Y'all have seen me. You guys have witnessed me almost cry at times because I get emotional over things. It is what it is. So we don't need to make him a topic of conversation. Hi, countryman. Um, I'm not worried about mods, guys. Like J Blow, OnlyFans coming soon. Maybe. Just kidding. So y'all are cute. I like some of these comments.
It's like a soap opera in text.
Oh, I know. That's what keeps me going on here so long. I keep reading
This
these.
one's attacking that one, and this one's saying bad things about that one. And I guess the good thing is I don't know half of these live streamers we're talking about.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to see the Doe Show. Put some.
Did Soup Mama tell you I've been blowing up her messenger? Nope. Countryman, what have you been blowing up her messenger about?
Hey, Troy. Okay, so I'm not gonna continue repeating stuff I already said. If you guys are interested, go back and rewatch. Other than that, I'm just gonna sit here and troll. I'm gonna troll the trolls.
I had to come upstairs because my wife wanted to eat dinner and she wanted some peace and quiet.
Let's see.
What do we got?
Christy says, "Why can't people just get along and fight the same? It's the same fight instead of not picking." We agree. That's what we're pushing for.
But listen, picking's okay too. If like I said, if you think one group suits your their methods and their agendas fit you better, work with that group. Nobody's telling you have to be in one or the other, but it's okay to pick the one you feel the most comfortable with.
Yeah, or pick them all. Like I said, I'm many. And I also, one thing I've always told everybody is with there might be one that works better for you. Maybe they're closer to you. maybe they're coming through your area and you want to support that, by all means, support anything and everything that you can, because we're not going to get nowhere if we don't all support each other. That's a fact.
Gotcha. Countryman says during one of your lives with Soup Mama last week, he was sharing a bunch of ideas with you. That's what he meant by blowing up her messenger. Good. We're all looking for ideas. Everything's you never know who thinks of something that somebody else hasn't. It's always good to put your opinion out there. Nicole, I think you got a fan.
Which one?
Nicole, you're a hot on fire patriot.
Thank you. Let's see.
From
I don't
Charlie.
see the comment I wanted. Oh, so you support a convict felon having a gun. Do you know he has a gun? Have you seen it? Because I didn't see a gun. So unless you know facts, I wouldn't be spewing words. Anyway. Let's make love, baby. It will be okay. Strong Nana, someone likes you. Joe Blow. How about?
This is like a love connection group here.
I know.
Right.
Them ladies. So Nana, free speech is only speech you like. No, we are allowed to have debates, but they must stay polite debates. Does anyone know? The Doe Show calls out bad actors. That's it. We are not all trolls. There are a few chans we keep cool with because they are real. Lynn says, Sharice, let me know if you find out. I did not know being a Marine went by percentages. Neither did we. Jen, I know, but it's okay. I don't mind. I don't worry about it.
Yeah, having some of the trolls in the comments makes it fun.
So someone said the security there was repeatedly referred to as armed. That was at Hagerstown, and there were armed security guards there. Not all of them, but there were armed security guards at the Speedway. I ain't gonna lie to nobody, guys. Y'all seen it on camera and stuff. There were some there. But I'm pretty sure that none of them were felons because they worked for a security company. So just saying. Okay, but that doesn't mean he was armed security. We had volunteers. I'm not even gonna say we had because that was all a TPC thing. They did all of that, but they had volunteer security, they had armed security, they had paid security. There was all kinds of different security. That doesn't mean every single one of them was carrying a gun. So if you weren't there and you don't know, then don't talk about it. Okay. His words been recorded, reported, and sent to the USDS team. What's the USDS? United States. I don't know.
I'm organizing truck festivals with many political leaders and organizations and local representatives at various locations. I'm getting a ton of responses from many groups. Good. I wish everybody would be involved to that level.
Right.
Thank you for what you're doing. Yep. And if you need help with something, reach out. If we can help you, we will too. Let's see. More back and forth, petty arguing.
Yeah, I'm just kind of skipping a lot of it. Do you think X-Ray is good looking? Okay, Joe Blow. I think your name suits you. Let's see. I'm gonna have to feed my kids.
2 more questions about
All
the mission. The mission statement, as we stated, is very long, but it is fully posted on our Facebook page. You can go there and see it. I don't remember it all. It's too long. But it's there right on the Facebook page. Oh, look, there's a felon druggie. Again, more people complaining. If you don't like somebody, just ignore them.
That's all right. I just got rid of some of the worst ones. See ya. Because you know why? Not because of free speech, but because I don't tolerate bullying.
Mm-hmm.
Start calling names, that's bullying. Goodbye. Um, strong man. Actually, there are like tens of thousands of people that end up watching my videos through our Facebook pages. So I'm not worried about the trolls that are on YouTube. Um, let's see.
Mission too complicated to remember. No, unfortunately, some people are, just too lazy to go to the page and look it up themselves. And you expect us to remember, 3 paragraphs, half a page worth of stuff. No, it is too long to remember.
If
Yep.
I remembered all that, then y'all could call me an actor for real. Because only actors remember that stuff. Plus, it would be like this. Hold on. Let me. If I memorized all of it, I would be talking to you like this. Yesterday we went to blah 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 blah, and I'd be so monotone, and you guys would be like, "She's so fake." At least I'm not fake. At least I tell you guys I don't freaking remember. Okay, I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember all of it. I can give you the rundown of it, but not word for word. Anyway, let's see. Back to the interesting stuff.
Let's see.
Salty Buzzard, I got rid of him when he started calling names. That's the one thing that I don't tolerate. Like, you can have free speech, but don't call names and don't threaten anybody with stuff. I'll get rid of you.
Countryman says, I'm a retired public transportation worker after 35 years and was involved with public relations and have many years' experience doing public outreach and have worked with many organizations. Great. Reach out to us. Maybe we can help
He's
each other in some way.
private messaging Soup Mama. Uh,
Perfect. Yep.
let's see. Are you going to Occupy DC or some guys back 40? So let me fill you guys in on what occupying DC would consist of after I take a drink of my caffeinated beverage that's bad for my kidneys.
That stuff is
So a
like,
lot of people they're not aware that Washington DC is not even part of the United States. Okay? If I decide I'm going to go in and occupy DC, I am going onto a whole different crime level. If they decide they don't want me there, because they are not part of the United States. That is the District of Columbia, and they are their own little country. You are talking about federal crimes. If they decide that they don't want me on their sidewalk, I am in a crap ton of trouble. I am able to be held without bond, or whatever they want to do to me. So when you talk about occupying DC, that is the dumbest thing that you could really do. It really is. No, I'm not going to go block off streets in DC. I'm not going to go camp on the White House lawn. Not that you can, because they got a 10-foot tall fence around the daggone thing right now. I'm not going to go camp out on the steps of the Capitol building, because you know why? It's not even part of the United States. Okay. If I want to do something dumb, I'm going to do it in the United States. That way it's a state crime and less eventful than a federal crime. Just saying. Y'all should know about stuff like that. The Facebook page is American Freedom Convoy Official.
somebody saying TPC is well armed. There's multiple groups have videos of TPC firing pistols on the freeway. What they do is their choice, nothing to do with us.
Did I say a bad word?
I don't know. I don't think either of us did.
Someone said I had a poo poo mouth, but it's Jeremiah, so I'm not offended. But I'm trying. Like, what I say? Okay.
Why not closer to DC? Fortunately, well, I don't want to say fortunately. I mean, we are where we are, but the Hagerstown community has been great, and that's where everybody's been sitting the whole time. So that's kind of the center point of working out, looking for a place, just because that's where the familiarity is at the moment. But it's such a supporting community. Yeah, it's a little far away from DC itself, but it's a great place to be as far as having the support from the local community. We are definitely welcome there. since day one.
I'm trying to skip the ones that are just ding dongs.
I will be coming to Washington area once a location is announced, so I hope you have a lot of coffee and patience. I left my 100-cup coffee pot behind with Soup Mama, so there should be plenty of coffee for you when you get there. Let's see. Terminise said, "Okay, I'm wondering who's the Doe Show." I have no idea who that is myself. Is that a YouTube channel?
The Doe Show he's another streamer, and at one point he was kind of derogatory towards me, but he's been kind of nice lately. So and he's been restreaming me and stuff. So I don't know if it's to make fun of me or not, but I think that he's not been making fun of me. I think he's been nice. So I'm not going to say anything bad about him unless he starts being a butthead again.
Striker just said, "Nope, neither of us have said anything bad." I didn't think so.
Asked why we don't get. Oh, I think it was the Doe Show that said why not closer to DC, because we haven't. So the problem number one with getting closer is you run into land that's more too many buildings. Like you're not going to be able to do what we need to be able to do with the property. Not only that, but you get into a more politically aggressive area that you kind of want to stay back from, and you have to, again, it's guys, it's all about legalities, it's all about contracts. So finding something out that way just wasn't plausible. It is what it is. We're looking for a piece of property, not a house. If I was looking for a house, I might have been able to find something, but I have a house in Indiana, so I don't need a house out here. But those are kind of the reasons, being in kind of a neutral zone. And Hagerstown has been very, very good to all the convoys that have come out here. So I know that it's a very good area to be in.
I'm scrolling back. I forget who it was that asked about coffee, but Sharice just said, yes, coffee for all. There will be coffee. Can't be without coffee.
Someone said, will you be going into DC? Yes. On occasion, we definitely will be going into DC.
Hagerstown is a great location for nature and mental clarity to regroup.
Yes, it really is a really pretty area.
Stryker must be from Hagerstown. They're supporting their town.
Okay, someone said if DC is out of the USA, then why is our house there? Okay, first off, I didn't say it was out of the USA, but if you do your research, the District of Columbia is not technically part of the United States. Look it up and then call me a liar after you look it up.
It's a territory.
Right. The racetrack, there a lot of racetracks are out of the question right now because it's race season.
I'm excited to go back to Hagerstown, CP Photography says.
Yes, we are in the Hagerstown area. 11-second elevator speech. What will you accomplish? Oh, listen, I'll accomplish whatever I set my little heart to accomplish. Yo. Okay. Let's see. I'm looking forward to seeing you. I know Soup Mama's looking forward to seeing you. We all look forward to seeing you.
Stryker says, I'm from Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. I live in Gaithersburg. I was the Convoy's tail gunner. I have the Jeep with the wolf. I don't remember that vehicle. I do remember a couple of Jeeps.
Gaithersburg is not far from me. You better come see me. Okay. Okay, so Lucky Linda says, I'm not calling you a liar. Just want to know why our house is not on U.S. territory. Well, technically, you are on U.S. territory because the District of Columbia is a territory. However, it is separate from the United States. I know that it doesn't make sense, and I can't tell you verbatim why, but if you Google it, it'll tell you. Okay. Any plans to join Rolling Thunder in DC the end of May? Oh, girl, if I'm still here, I will definitely at least go see them. Okay, so guys, it is now an hour and a half. I really didn't want to be this long. I have somebody waiting on me, so I'm gonna get out of here. I know Jason's wife probably would like his attention for dinner, and he probably needs to eat, and I need to eat too. So we're gonna get off here. You guys will be hearing from us soon. I love all you guys. Remember, share the donate page. We, as of when I started this video, we were 3/4 of the way to being able to pay for this property. We still had another quarter to go. I explained all that in the beginning of the live. If you didn't see it, go back and rewatch it. We love you guys. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for listening tonight.